So Celtic get their revenge early on in the season for Aberdeen scuppering their treble last season with a 2-0 win at Pittodrie, and it was relatively comfortable, although you have to say that early on in the game Aberdeen were really physical, trying to get in Celtic's faces, make them uncomfortable. But apart from an effort from range, which probably would have been disallowed if it went in anyway for a handball, they were pretty toothless up top, particularly in the second half. Celtic took a wee bit to get going and into their stride and probably never really clicked entirely. It was pretty much second gear, you would say. But the two new signings in Kieran Tierney and Benjamin Negron pictured combined for the first goal. Tierney beats his man on the wing, sends the ball in, and Negron, good first time finish from him. And then in the second half, Negron is involved in the second goal as well. He lays it off to Hatate, who strikes it brilliantly. The angle from behind is the one that shows you how much quality it actually is in terms of the goal, right in the top corner off the underside of the bar, and Mitov actually got close to it, so it tells you just how good a finish it actually was. But Aberdeen, that's 2 games in a row, 2 losses. Yes, difficult start to the season for them, but they look pretty toothless up front. I mean, Yengi, another poor game from him. There was an opportunity he had to potentially send it across, and he just let it hit off both his legs and out for a Celtic goal kick. 2 clean sheets in a row for Celtic, though, top of the league, and of course they're 4 points ahead of Rangers now, heading into the Derby match in 3 domestic games' time. But in terms of league fixtures, because Rangers are postponing their game against St Mirren, should they get to the Champions League qualifier, and Celtic are not, it means that the next league fixture for Rangers is the Derby match, and they're going to be a minimum of 4 points behind, because Celtic, of course, could potentially extend that lead to 7 points should they get the win over Livingston at home, which you would probably back them to do. In terms of Celtic up top, yeah, it took a wee while for it to click. Mitov was only really worked a couple of times. Maida had a chance where he was worked, and it was a good save from Mitov as well. But Celtic also need an injection up front, it looks like, if they're going to... They will, of course, create chances and eventually wear teams down, you would say. They've got the quality all over the pitch to do that, but... they need to get reinforcements in up top, of course, losing Kuhn and Kyogo at different stages, of course, but that's near enough 40 goals from last season that's been taken out of the team that has yet to be replaced. So I think Brendan Rodgers and the Celtic fans will want that to be addressed pretty quickly. Also, the lack of backup in the left-back area as well. A second game in a row where it's a centre-half coming on for Tierney, where he's obviously getting managed for his fitness, and Liam Scales has to go out to left-back, so that also is something that needs to be addressed for them as well. But Aberdeen in particular, they have a really good chance of doing well in Europe this season, potentially in the Conference League if they don't make it to the Europa League, or getting to the Europa League itself, but they need to sign a striker. They just don't have that guy up top, it seems. Yengi doesn't look promising at all. So those are areas for both teams to address. Celtic, though, top of the league as it stands. We'll wait and see how Hibs and Hearts, what they have to say about proceedings this afternoon. Of course, Kilmarnock and Dundee United couldn't go top if they won their games anyway, but Hearts and Hibs can go top depending on their results later on today, and then that'll wrap up the second week of fixtures in the Scottish Premiership. But that's going to wrap up the match reaction for this one. Thank you very much for watching. If you are new around here, consider liking, subscribing and checking out some other content on the channel, whether it's the season prediction video or the SPFL RTG. If you're a fan of FC25 content, then check that out too, and I'll see you next for the prediction video for the European fixtures midweek for Rangers, Hibs and Dundee United.